So when Alan Bergman put pen to paper, and especially with his wife Marilyn, magic happened. Alan Bergman and Marilyn Keith Bergman were an American songwriting duo. Unfortunately, Marilyn passed in 2022, but we found out last week that Alan had passed on July 17th of complications from old age. Now, married from 58 until Marilyn's death, together they wrote music and lyrics for numerous celebrated TV, film, and stage productions. The Bergmans enjoyed a successful career, honored with 4 Emmys, 3 Oscars, and 2 Grammys, including the Song of the Year. They are in the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Alan was born on September 11, 25 in Crown Heights, Brooklyn, the son of Ruth, a homemaker and community volunteer, and Samuel, who worked in children's clothing sales. He studied at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill and earned his master's degree in music at UCLA. Now, Marilyn Bergman was born on November 10, 28, also in Crown Heights, coincidentally at the same hospital, Brooklyn Jewish Hospital and Medical Center, where Alan had been born 3 years earlier and was a daughter of Edith and Albert A. Katz. Both Alan and Marilyn were from Jewish families. Marilyn studied music at the High School of Music and Art in New York before studying psychology and English at New York University. Despite the geographical proximity of their upbringing in New York, the Bergmans did not meet until they moved to LA in the late 50s. The Bergmans married in 58 and had a daughter, Julie, who works as an independent film producer. Now, when Marilyn died from respiratory failure on January 8, 2002, it left to mourn her many millions of fans, our legacy of what was considered the modern era of the classic style. Bergman died of natural causes at the age of 99. Now, Bergman worked as a TV director and songwriter at WCAU in Philadelphia in the early 50s. Johnny Mercer encouraged him to move to LA and become a professional songwriter. Marilyn had moved to California and was friends with songwriter Bob Russell and his wife Anna, and later described drifting into songwriting really by accident because I had fall and broke my shoulder and couldn't play piano, so I started writing lyrics. Marilyn also felt that she lacked the discipline or talent required to become a concert pianist. The Bergmans had both become collaborators with composers Lou Spence and only met when Spence suggested they all work together. Some of their early work was Dean Martin's album Sleep Warm and Frank Sinatra's 1960 album Nice and Easy. In 61, the Bergmans wrote their first title song for Motion Picture, for The Right Approach, composed by Spence. In 64, the Bergmans wrote lyrics for their first Broadway musical, Something More, to music by Sammy Fain. Now, the Bergmans wrote lyrics for The Heat of the Night, with music by Quincy Jones for the 67 film of the same name, which has been described as their breakthrough, and that's a really strong film noir R&B chanson. The couple had later worked with Jones on Michael Jackson's soundtrack for E.T., where she wrote the lyrics of Somewhere in the Dark, and the 2007 Ennio Morricone tribute album, We All Love Ennio Morricone, for which they wrote lyrics to I Knew I Love You, which was sung by Celine Dion. The Bergmans' long relationship with the French composer Michel Legrand began in the late 60s. The couple wrote English lyrics for Legrand songs. The Windmills of Your Mind featured a Thomas Crown Affair, which won their first Academy Award for Best Original Song at the 41st Academy Awards in 69. The Bergmans and Legrand were subsequently nominated for Best Original Song Award in the following 2 years for What Are You Doing the Rest of Your Life from the Happy Ending and Pieces of Dreams from the 1970 film with the same name. The couple's minor work with Legrand this period included the Contract Factum, rather than a translation, You Must Believe in Spring, Max Sen's song from the film The Young Girls of Rush Hall, Listen to the Sea from Ice Station Zebra, and Nobody Knows and Sweet Gingerbread Man from The Magic Garden of Stanley Sweetheart. Legrand also featured 8 of the Bergmans' lyrics on the 72 album with Sarah Vaughan. The Bergmans then teamed up with Marvin Hamlish to write Barbara Streisand's hit, The Way We Were, used in the hit film of the same name. The song was labeled by TCM, Andreas Pasfiumai, as one of the most recognizable songs in the world. Hamlish and the Bergmans won the Academy Award for Best Original Song at the A's that year, the Golden Globe Award for Best Original Song in 74, and the Grammy Award for Song of the Year in 75. According to the National Endowment for the Arts and Recording Industry Association of America, their list of the top 365 songs of the century, the single was placed at number 298. In 83, at the 55th Academy Awards, the Bergman's work on How Do You Keep the Music Playing, composed by Legrand for the film Best Friends, was nominated for Best Original Song. The Bergmans then became the first songwriters ever to have written 3 of the 5 nominations for the Academy Award for Best Song, being nominated for It Might Be You with Tootsie, and If We Were in Love from Yes Jojo, composed by John Williams, in addition to How Do You Keep the Music Playing. At the subsequent Academy Awards, their work with Legrand on the 83 film Yentl won them the Academy Award for Best Original Song Score Adaptation Score, with the songs Papa Can You Hear Me and The Way It Makes Me Feel. Both songs nominated for the Best Original Song Award. The Bergmans were also co-writers of An American Reunion, the opening ceremony and inaugural festivities at Washington's D.C. Lincoln Memorial that marked Clinton's first term as president in 93. In the late 90s, the Bergmans received their final nominations for Academy Award for Best Original Song for Moonlight, composed by John Williams, for the 95 film Sabrina, and Love Is Where You Are, music by Mark Isham, for the 99 film At First Sight. Also in 99, the Bergmans received their last Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Original Music and Lyrics for A Time to Dream, music by Hamlish, for AFI's 100 Years, 100 Movies Special. Now, the Kennedy Center commissioned the Bergmans to write a song cycle in 2001. He chose to collaborate with the composer Cy Coleman. The resulting work, Portraits in Jazz, A Gallery of Songs, was performed on May 17, 2002. He also wrote the lyrics to the TV musical Queen of the Stardust Ballroom, which won a couple their third Primetime Emmy Award achievement in special musical material. Now, in 2007, Alan Bergman released his first album as a vocalist, Lyrically Alan Bergman, featuring lyrics written by him and his wife, and arranged by Alan Broadbent and Jerry Lubbock. A very, very strong relation. Now, he had a long pro relationship with Barbara Streisand, in addition to her work on the film Yentl and The Way We Were. The Bergmans wrote Streisand's One Voice Concert, which was released as a live album in 1987. Marilyn also served as executive producer of the One Voice Concert. The Bergman songs Ordinary Miracles from Streisand's 94 concert tour and the HBO special won their couple their third Emmy, with their script for the tour also being named for a Cable Ace Award. The Bergmans received their 5th Emmy nomination for the song On the Way to Becoming Me from the EFI tribute to Streisand. The Bergmans also served as board members of Streisand's charitable foundation. Streisand's 2011 album, What Matters Most, was recorded in tribute to the Bergmans and featured 10 songs by the couple she had not previously recorded. Now, in 2017, the Bergmans collaborated with playwright Josh Vavitch on Chasing Memories, a different kind of musical. Now, the Bergmans were the recipients of numerous academic honors and Lifetime Achievement Awards. Inducted to the Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1980, and he received the Johnny Mercer Award in 1997. They were awarded honorary doctorates by the Berklee College of Music in 1995, and a Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Songwriters that year. In 1996, the couple were recipients of inaugural Fiorello Lifetime Achievement Award from New York City's Fiorello LaGuardia High School. The Bergmans were later inducted into LaGuardia High School's Hall of Fame, and in 1986, Marilyn was awarded the Women in Film Crystal Award. She was later appointed an officer of the Order of Arts and Letters by the French Ministry of Culture in 1996. In 1998, she received an honorary doctorate from Trinity College in Hartford, and in 2001, Alan presented with a Distinguished Alumnus Award from his alma mater, UNC. The Bergmans are also the recipients of a National Music Publishers Association Lifetime Achievement Award in 2002, which was also the recipient of the Creative Arts Award from the Coffin Cultural Center that same year. They had numerous executive positions as well in organizations with the arts, including the ACAP for 15 years. In 2022, Marilyn was inducted in the Women's Songwriting Hall of Fame. Now, key works again: The Windmills of Your Mind, The Way We Were, Sleep Warm, Yellow Bird, Nice and Easy, Champion of Wonder Horse, a Frankie Lane drop, You Don't Bring Me Flowers, music by Neil Diamond, which was a Barbara Streisand duet with Diamond. Someone in the Dark, Soldiers in the Rain, The Playground, I Knew I Love You. Musical Something More in Ballroom, films The Right Approach in the Heat of the Night, and also did the song The Foul Owl on the Prowl. English lyrics for Windmills of Your Mind, What Are You Doing the Rest of Her Life from Happy Ending, Pieces of Dreams, the title song, Listen to the Sea, Tomorrow's My Friend, and There's Enough to Go Around, Nobody Knows, and Sweet Gingerbread Man, All These Children from Sometimes a Great Notion, Marmalade, Molasses, and Honey, music by Badashara, the Life and Times of Judge Robin, Summer Wishes, Winter Dreams, The Way We Were, Sybil from the movie Sybil, The Last Time I Felt Like This, Same Time Next Year, I'll Never Say Goodbye to Promise, Where Do You Catch the Bus for the Tomorrow, Change the Seasons, It Might Be You, Tootsie, If We Were in Love, the S. Giorgio, How Do You Keep the Music Playing for Best Friends, Lyrics for Yentl, Never Say Never Again, a movie the same name, The Girl Used to Be Me, Shirley Valentine, Moonlight, Sabrina, Love Is Where You Are at First Sight. On TV, with Dave Glushin, theme songs for the Sandy Duncan Show, Maud, and Good Times. The Bergmans also wrote words for the series Bracken's World and a theme for Malice. Lyrics for Billy Goldenberg's score for the Queen of Stardust Ballroom, Ordinary Miracles for Barbara Streisand's HBO concert special, and A Ticket to Dream, music by Marvin Hamlish for the AFI special. Now, Alan and Marilyn Bergman can be best described as probably the most important lyricists and creators that not say unheralded, but their connections with what's called soft pop or soft rock is it's immense. It's immense. The Emmy nominations and the Oscar nominations are just so heavy. It's just there's no way you can give enough a tribute to them. And when I was a kid, I always noticed with the Bergmans, there was always a sort of like storytelling aspect, if it was a romantic song or a dramatic song. But in the heat of the night, there were two white people writing for Ray Charles or somebody to Ray Charles, and it was perfection. There was no color to him. There was nothing but establishing the lyrics to establish the event. And you look at Shakespeare and the influence he had on different people. They were Shakespearean in that way. Everything they wrote had talent, had substance, had gravitas. And like I said, in the heat of the night alone, if that's the only thing they ever did, okay, that's 58 years ago. God bless him, Alan passing away. I mean, what a legacy. But all the work they did with Streisand too, they basically re-legitimized Streisand, because Streisand wasn't really her own voice until the Bergmans brought it out. Because The Way We Were, that's pure Streisand, but it took Alan and Marilyn to put it together. And if you look at the old Oscar tapes, if they're not in each nomination every year, there's really something wrong going on. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you like what you're doing here, what are tributes to, behind the track tributes to musicians and composers and creators of all backgrounds, let us know to like, comment, subscribe, or share.